Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back to new session. In the last two videos we have discussed about functions of a political party, as well as in the last video we have seen necessity of a political party. Functions we have discussed, there are 7 functions, as well as with suitable examples. In the last video we have seen why political parties are needed. So answers in the last video we have checked already. If you have any doubt you can contact me, as well as you can watch the previous video. Now there is one more question regarding political parties. How many parties should we have? 1, 2, or hundreds of? To find out answer of this question, let's discuss about different political parties system in different countries. So in a democracy, any group of citizens is free to form a political party. That is what we call democracy. One of the fundamental principles of democracy you have learned in the 9th standard. In this formal scene, there are large number of political parties in each country. Formally, here we call that people can form their own political party. Thus, in different countries, number of political parties they have. If we talk about India, we have more than 750 parties, political parties, with the registered with the Election Commission of India, ECI. You know about ECI, and there are more than 750 political parties which are already registered. So there are 750 registered political party in India. But not all those political parties are active. Not all those political parties have influence in elections. But yes, there are a handful of parties are effectively in the race to win elections and form the government at local level, means at state level, as well as at central level as well. So the question then is, how many major or effective parties are good for democracy? 750s are there, but not all of them are active. Not all of them are effective. So how many political parties in a democracy in a country are the most suitable, the most appropriate? If we talk about one party system, in some countries only one political party is allowed to control and run the government. Formally, one only powerful political party, and in some cases they have other allied party, other small political parties, but which are under the main one. So these are called one party system. In class 9th, we noted that in China, only the Communist Party is allowed to rule. All the powers occupied by the Communist Party of China. President of China also elected by the 300 members of Chinese People's Congress, which is actually led by the Chinese Communist Party. So one party system in China. Although legally speaking, people are free to form political parties, and yes, there are numerous political parties are there in China, but which are small, and those are actually under the Chinese Communist Party alliance. So it does not happen because electoral system does not permit free competition to power. Political parties are there, but they only are there for just alliance purpose only. Electoral system does not allow them to compete the elections. So we cannot consider one party system as a good opinion, because this is not a democratic opinion. Here people do not have a fair choice to choose their own leaders. Democracy, that we know that people elect their rulers, and in detail we have seen in the ninth standard, these people have power to elect their rulers and their leaders, their rulers, from them only. So, in a very common definition of democracy given by Abraham Lincoln, of the people, by the people, for the people. That is. So, here in one party system, it does not fulfill definition of democracy. So, any democratic system must allow at least two parties to compete in election and provide a fair chance for competing parties to come to power. Minimum two political parties are mandatory to call a country a democratic country. Minimum two. It is appropriate to more than two. So let's discuss second one, two-party system. In some countries, power usually changes between two main parties. Yes, several other parties may exist, but contest election and win a few seats in national legislature, only few. But only the two main political parties have a serious chance of winning majority of seats and to form government. Other political parties may exist, meaning here, yes, they are there in a country. Even they contest the elections as well, and sometimes they gain popular support as well. But they don't have that much seats. They are not larger enough to form the government. They don't have enough constituency, enough seats to form the government. That is why they sometimes join the legislature by their own. Sometimes they form alliance with the larger parties. So here we can take example of United States of America. You know that few days back presidential result had been declared of United States of America, and there are two parties, Republican Party and Democratic Party, right? So in UK as well, the similar thing. UK also, they adopted two-party system since 1920, and there are also two parties called Labour Party and Conservative Party. So actually power here changes between those two political parties, like in America from Democratic to Republic, right? In UK from Conservative to Labour Party to Conservative, means power shift between two only. No other than them can enter in the government. Alright, so this is a two-party system. And next one, if several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power either on their own strength or with alliance with other, we call it a multi-party system. Thus, in India, we have a multi-party system. So, if we talk about India, in India, we people have rights, actual rights, to form a political party and to contest in elections. With or without political party, we can take part in elections. If we fulfill the minimum conditions, eligibility conditions, we can take part in elections. About it, we see in the ninth standard. So in India, you know that there are so many parties, and generally, mainly at state level, government form through coalition and alliance. So let's distinguish between coalition and alliance. Political parties are there We will discuss about political parties of India soon. For an example, well-known political parties I would like to mention here. Bharatiya Janata Party, Indian National Congress, CPIM, Communist Party of India, of Marxist, JDU, Janata United, Bharatiya Samajwadi Party. There are many other parties, we will discuss about them later on. Those are just names. And present day, after the election of 2019, at central level, we call that BJP is the ruling party. But in actual condition, it is true BJP is ruling party, but BJP didn't win election by its own, but through the alliance. Alliance means before the elections, different political parties come together and form a group. Alliance means kind of group. And they distribute the constituency. Means in several constituency, this party will only contest the election. At a certain constituency, particular political party only contest the election. So this is how they reduce the competition and increase their chances to win the election. This is called alliance. In the last election of Bihar, they formed alliance, National Democratic Alliance, led by BJP, and the second one, Mahagathbandhan called. So many other parties, RJD and many other parties joined the alliance named Mahagathbandhan. Gathbandhan means alliance, Maha means great. So they gave name that Mahagathbandhan. Right? So in this case, those parties joined together, and through alliance, BJP came into the power with the help of JD. This is how the alliance works. Right? Now, coalition government. Coalition government means after the result of election, when no party gain fully majority, minimum requirement to form the government, in that case, different parties they join their hands to form the government. That is called coalition government. That means they give support. Majority, the largest party that take a leadership, and other one or two political parties, they support them. And this way together 2-3 parties join and come into the power. That is called coalition. In alliance, they agreed upon certain policies, certain views, certain ideology. Like BJP has its own ideology, and on its ideology that JDU and other small parties agreed upon. But in coalition government, different political parties keep their own opinion. They do not accept other parties' opinion, other parties' ideology. So these are the difference. And one more thing to remember, alliance actually they form before the election, and coalition government, that is formation of government after after result of election. This is how this parties come into power, through coalition or through alliance. So here actually benefits for small parties. So the small parties, those who want to come into the power, but they are small, they don't have many leaders, they are not much powerful, so they can form the government. But yes, they can form the government through alliance or through the coalition government. So these two systems are actually advantages for small political parties in India and some in other countries as well. So here in India, there were 3 major alliances in 2004, that is according to a textbook. The National Democratic Alliance, led by BJP, United Progressive Alliance, led by Indian National Congress, and the Left Front, Marxist Communist parties. And present day actually we call that BJP in the central government, but actually better to say National Democratic Alliance in the central government. So the multi-party system often appears very messy and lead to political instability. We know that sometimes political parties change their alliance, and in such case that many times government can be dissolved. So at the same time, this system allows a variety of interests and opinions to enjoy political representation. So even a person without a political party, an individual independent, they can actively take part in the government by joining alliance or coalition, right? So this is the multi-party political system. Now there is a question that from the question we began this discussion today. Which of these is better? Perhaps the better answer to this very common question is that is not a very good question. We have seen that one party system, two party system, multi party system. Okay, one party system sometimes we neglect because it doesn't give a fair chance to people to contest election, as well as it doesn't give people for fair choice. People do not have fair choice in one party system. So here question, so which one is better? Like USA two party system or like India multi party system? Answer we cannot give, we cannot judge of this question because it involves over a long time as well as depending nature of the society, social and religion divisions as well as regional diversities, right? History of political and system of elections. So this cannot be changed very quickly, and people cannot adopt a system quickly, but it takes time. Each country develops a party system that is conditioned by its special circumstances. Different countries have different social, political, economic circumstances. So those people, for people of India, possibly that multi-party system is more suitable. We can say that. That is merely an opinion. But for USA, for them, two-party system is better. So, for an example, in India has involved a multi-party system. It is because the social and geographical diversity in such a large country is not easily absorbed by two or even three parties. They cannot become fair to everyone. Thus, we have multi-party system. Different political party, they can represent their own people, they can represent their own community, they can represent their own area, region. That is why for us multi-party system is comparatively better. But it doesn't mean that that is only the best because no system is ideal for all countries and all situations. So hear about the different political party system. In next session, we'll take case studies. Thank you so much for watching video. Stay